Hey everyone, this is James from famousquest, and today I will be talking about Silent Hill Revelation. I'm holding a box of Silent Hill 1. It's the first movie, and I felt when I originally watched this movie, and I've watched it subsequently, I felt it was actually one of the better video game adaptations ever made into a film. Now, some of you may be saying, that's not saying much, and you're right. But I still felt that it was a really good movie that captured the tone, the mood of Silent Hill, instead of just being an over-the-top, gory action or horror film, which is what most video games do. That's not what Silent Hill is about. Silent Hill is a very moody, tone-setting, just kind of uncomfortable, disturbing series of events, and I felt this movie did a really good job about it. Silent Hill, the first movie, was mostly based on a combination of Silent Hill 1 and 2, first two games. And, you know, it wasn't a perfect adaptation. It was kind of weird how they mixed certain things together, and the ending left a little to be desired. So that brings us to Silent Hill Revelations, which is loosely based off of Silent Hill 3, one of the most popular Silent Hill games ever made. Now, Silent Hill Revelation 3D takes a lot of liberties with the storyline. Certain characters are thrown in with little explanation and then killed off with even less explanation. They just introduced this random chick that Heather rescues, basically so she can be killed within a minute, and it wasn't a good sequence, it wasn't good special effects. And actually that brings up one of the biggest problems with Silent Hill Revelation is Silent Hill 1 had a budget of $50 or $60 million. Not a huge amount of money for a mid-2000s film, but a decent amount to get some good effects, get a decent cast, you know, build real big sets and all that, which is the idea when you're shooting something of this type. Silent Hill Revelation 3D, you know, 5+ years later, and there was a whole bunch of reasons why there were delays, but 5+ years later had a budget of about $20 million. $2 million of those dollars went to making it in 3D to get some easy money back. And unfortunately, it really shows. The CGI in it is not as good as its 2006 brethren, and there's just a lot of, like, rushing in the script at certain points. And other times, it's not rushing in terms of speed, but it just feels like, here's a scene where we're just going to explain a whole bunch. Not well, but we're just going to get it out of the way. And they replace one of the most iconic scenes of Silent Hill 3, which is Heather and the detective talking in the car as they drive to Silent Hill. And they're explaining, like, the reasons why all these bad things are happening, why people have made certain decisions trying to get Heather to go to Silent Hill and all of this. It's a really cool scene in the game. In the movie, they've switched up the presentation of that. It just, it doesn't come off the same way, and the actors cannot pull it off. So we've gotten to Silent Hill, and it's time to face the big baddie. So we finally see Claudia, which is a big deal, and she's super creepy. I didn't feel that the actors pulled it off here in the movie. Maybe it wasn't all her, maybe it was just that she didn't get enough screen time. It didn't have the same tone, and it went straight to a really, really dumb action sequence. So, they put Pyramid Head in this movie. I don't have a problem with this. Some people have a problem with this, and they had a problem with it in Silent Hill Homecoming and other video games, where they don't believe that Pyramid Head should be in any game except Silent Hill 2, because Pyramid Head was a manifestation related to the main character. I won't say any more, because that's Silent Hill 2 spoilers. I don't think that's necessarily true as long as you handle it well. For instance, they put him in Silent Hill 1, the movie, as just kind of an entity in Silent Hill who winds up killing one of your people. And I thought it worked. It was just like, here's a small glimpse into the world, like there's some overlapping manifestations. I didn't have a problem with that. Here in Revelations, Pyramid Head has like 3 scenes. The second scene he's in is actually really cool, and I think it actually sets the mood really well. And there's all these inmates' hands sticking out, and they're grabbing her, and she's trying to get away and stuff. And, you know, it's a pretty typical horror movie scene. And then at the other side of the corridor is Pyramid Head, and he's got his big sword, and he just starts cutting their hands off just because he can, just because he's a terrible, like, damned entity. And I thought it was really cool, because then she just, like, has to escape the blade while these hands are flopping around, and she hides in this little recess in the ground. So I thought that was a cool scene. The last scene of Pyramid Head is super dumb, because Pyramid Head becomes an anti-hero. That practically ruined the ending for me. Besides that, Silent Hill Revelation has a dumb ending in pretty much the same way that Silent Hill, the movie 1, had a dumb ending. And it's just not properly explained, and if it was properly explained, it was a bad explanation. Overall, Revelation, like, it was better than I was led to believe, because everyone said that it was terrible. And granted, it is much worse than the original, but I still found it watchable and interesting. If you're looking at it as a horror film, or you're looking at it as an adaptation, it does fall short. You should probably just stick with rewatching the original. Some of the things that Revelations does best, it did better in this one. That's my review of Silent Hill Revelation 3D. Tell me in the comments what you thought of this review, and what you think I should review next, whether it be a movie, an anime, television show, or video game that I should let's play. Thanks for watching. James for Famous Quest.